We previously used Github Copilot in Ask mode to help add a simple test for our isPalindrome function. Copilot provided the code and outlined the steps needed to add the new test file, but it couldn't directly modify our files. We continue this example by switching to agent mode using the same prompt to add the test. Copilot in agent mode first reads through the code to determine what changes are needed. Then it creates a palindrome checker test file and adds the test code for us. It then updates our palindrome checker file to export the function, and in real time, you can see the code changes coming in on the editor. Next, Copilot wants to install the required dependencies and prepares the bash command needed to do that. But before it runs the command in the terminal, by default, Copilot will always ask for your permission. After clicking on Allow, the command gets executed in the terminal. After installing Mocha, which is the testing framework that Copilot suggested, it needs to update package.json to add a test script. And since this is considered a sensitive file to modify, Copilot again asks for my explicit permission before making the change, and I can see what change it's about to make. Copilot runs the test, gets an error, and what you'll see is that not only does Copilot execute the commands, it also inspects the output, and if there are warnings or errors, it uses that information to fix the problem. It's more of a self-healing agentic coding partner, and it realizes here that the error is because the test script is missing the file path to the test file. So it proposes a fix for that. If you prefer to have Copilot run this exact command in future without asking for your permission each time, you can click the drop-down icon next to Allow and select Always Allow command. Now you'll see that all the tests pass. Note that as the changes get applied on your files, you get this diff view which you're probably familiar with, and you can choose to either keep or undo each change. The changes only get stored in your file when you click the Keep button. This is a great safety net to have, especially if you're just trying out agent mode for the first time. I'll point out two things. One is that Copilot suggested Mocha as a testing framework here, but I would have preferred to use a different framework. And two is that it set the project up to use CommonJS modules instead of ES modules, which again would have been my preference. This brings us to the concept of customization and control when working with an AI coding partner. How can you get Copilot to always use your preferred libraries, frameworks, and even apply your own coding style and conventions? Stick around for the next video to find out. But before you leave, I have one more example from a previous project, and I want to quickly show you how you can bring in additional context when working in agent mode. I have Copilot on my primary bar. My Java web app is running, and as you see here, the application is incomplete. It's missing a few sections. I do have the Figma design file for this application. I'll pull that in and take a screenshot of the Explore All Popular Products section, then switch over to VS Code. All the code is in the SRC folder, which I'll attach as context. Then I'll paste the screenshot in the chat along with my prompt to add the missing section based on the design. Copilot reads through my custom instructions for Next.js projects before making any changes. It follows my file structure and adds a new component file for the new section, then looks through my entire workspace and finds some folders with images and copies the exact images that are in the Figma design into the public folder. Implementation is done in a few seconds. The agent requests my permission to start the app, and it loads it up using simple browser. I was honestly impressed with how closely the new section matched the Figma design, and the highlight for me was how Copilot didn't just add random images. It brought in the exact images used in the design and even added an appropriate image for the one that was missing. That's it for this video. Try out Copilot Agent Mode and happy coding!